This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
Merry Christmas in July, everyone. It's time to kick off the not holiday season with a very special gift. A horrible, horrible ripoff of that 1982 classic, The Snowman. The Magic Gift of the Snowman. For those of you who haven't seen The Snowman, turn off my review and check it out right away. I'll wait for you. Today we're looking at the Magic Gift of the Snowman, which comes to us from Good Times Entertainment, the oh-so-talented production company behind Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the movie. I can't wait to see these people try to make us think that their crappy Saturday morning cartoon fare is the same thing as this beautifully rendered animation. We open on a storybook of Pedo the Snowman. Seriously, the only thing missing from this creepy character design is the scraggly mustache. After a generic, pointless little song about snowflakes and that time of year and blah blah blah, we learn of a little girl named Emery Elizabeth who has fallen deathly ill.
I'm sorry. I wish there was more I could do for her.
Surely there must be something, Doctor. She's so weak and so very, very sick.
We feel so helpless, Doctor.
I understand. Be strong. If she can make it to Christmas, I think she'll be all right.
If you can survive Christmas, you can survive anything. Her grief-stricken parents relay the sad news to her brother, Landon.
Emery is very ill. The doctor says that unless she gets better in a few days, by Christmas at the latest, we may lose her.
What will make her better?
The doctor says she has to want to get better. The trouble is she's been so weak for so long that he's afraid she's given up.
But isn't there some kind of medicine or something we can give her?
Nope. It's all about how much she wants to get better. It's like ending nuclear war.
There will be peace when the people of the world want it so badly that their governments will have no choice but to give it to them.
The most important medicine has to come from inside Emery Elizabeth herself, Landon. We've done all we can do. The rest is up to her. Let's hope she finds a reason to fight back.
Is living not enough of a reason? How much motivation to survive do you need? Landon spends the next several hours making a very special surprise for his dear sister.
Emery Elizabeth, come on, wake up! There's someone here to see you.
What? Who's here to see me?
A friend, a really cool friend. In fact, he's so cool, he's freezing. Ta-da!
Oh yeah, because that doesn't look frickin' creepy. Jeez, how many inappropriate jokes am I gonna make that don't come true? Merry Christmas, boys and girls. Mmm. Mom! Even the music is creeped out by this guy.
What's his name?
His name is, Snowden.
Snowden?
The WikiLeaks guy?
I'll tell you all about where Snowden comes from and how he saved Princess Electra and her kingdom, with a little help from his friends.
We're gonna hear a story about how a snowman saved a princess and her kingdom. It's been a while, but we're diving into Tentacalino territory here, people! He promises to tell her the story under one condition.
Only if you eat some oatmeal.
So is the miracle cure her own willpower, or is it oatmeal?
I hate oatmeal. It better be worth it.
Go on, finish your soup.
Soup? I thought it was oatmeal.
Oatmeal soup?
Ugh.
Actually, he's been putting off this story all day in exchange for her taking a nap, eating her lunch, and finally eating this not oatmeal soup. At this point, he'd expect her to say, "You know what? Fuck you, man. I'm watching My Little Pony." Landon adjusts the already open curtain on the window and begins to tell the story, which takes place in Equestria. Yep, called it. She's tuning him out to watch My Little Pony. This wonderful carefree land is the happiest place in the world, thanks to the magic of Princess Electra's smile. Yeah, apparently her smiling is the only thing that keeps this kingdom thriving. Landon then narrates themselves into the story.
Landon and Emery Elizabeth were very excited.
Because the princess lived in a disco? Then they run into Snowden, who sounds like a mix between Scatman Crothers and Chester Cheetah.
Pleased to meet you. Now that we've dispensed with the formalities, would you like the 25-cent tour of the place?
It's called a hustle, sweetheart. If this snowman is going to speak, wouldn't it make more sense for him to sound like David Bowie or something? He goes on to tell her that she'll have an easier time getting around if she just imagines her wheelchair into a faster mode of transportation, like, for example, a train. If she can imagine her wheelchair into a train, does that mean she can imagine the movie into something good? So he leads them through the castle where absolutely nothing of note happens.
So join the fun, won't you stay a while? The only rule is to wear a smile. You'll discover what magic is in the enchanted land of kids.
In the enchanted land of kids, huh? I have a feeling that the princess isn't going to be exactly what they were expecting. Oh, hi kids, let's go play! Isn't this magical? Thrill as nothing happens!
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for.
The end credits? No, of course it's Princess Electra, who, remember, rules her kingdom thanks to the power of her smile.
I've never seen a smile like that.
And I'll wager that you probably never will again. Princess Electra's smile is the secret to her power. No one is able to deny her anything once they have seen it.
She's a world-class con artist, baby.
You're kidding.
The power of a smile is awesome, Emery Elizabeth. It shows that you're happy with the way your life is going, no matter what may be happening in it. There isn't anything more powerful than that.
There's nothing more powerful than living in denial. By the way, with this movie, we return to my old tradition of reviewing terrible Christmas movies that feature Gary Chalk, who, in my eyes, will always be Optimus Primal first and foremost. Also joining him in this cast are Ian James Corlett, Venus Terzo, and Scott McNeil. So not only do we have Optimus Primal, but we also have Cheetor, Black Arachnia, Dinobot, Silverbolt, and Waspinator. I am so nerding out right now.
Aren't we supposed to kneel or something?
No, silly. The only time we kneel around here is when we're playing marbles.
Stop laughing! Then she pulls out a bunch of kids that she just had stored in her closet, and they start playing.
You see, kids, in Princess Electra's kingdom, there are no grown-ups. Except me, that is. And all the children have to do all day long is play.
Oh my god, this is gonna end with Snowden turning the kids into donkeys. Seriously, this is some freaky Pinocchio shit right here.
And what would you like to play on, Emery Elizabeth?
Never ask that again! Elizabeth doesn't think that she can play because of her wheelchair, but Electra reminds her that she can imagine it into anything that she wants. Because she just forgot that she can make it into a train earlier?
But I thought that was Snowden's magic, not mine.
My magic? You think I could turn your wheelchair into a train? That's absurd. That's comical. That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Don't go anywhere. I think you're going to be busy for this review. She imagines her wheelchair into a wheeled horse, because her imagination has to be limited to things with wheels for some reason. Then we dissolve to later that night, since they didn't have the budget to animate all the fun the kids were having.
So your dinner was all right? The hot dogs grilled the way you liked them?
Perfect.
Your milkshakes weren't too thick?
No, everything was delicious. And what a floor show.
Yes, the dancing elephants are quite good, aren't they? I think the Adagio from Swan Lake is some of their best work.
For the record, the Adagio from Swan Lake sounds like this. I mean, yes, it's a lovely piece, but I don't think you're going to have a couple of 8-year-olds say, "What a floor show," after hearing that, even with dancing elephants. And come on, if you're going to suggest that elephants are dancing to any piece of classical music, it's Dance of the Hours. How hard is this?
Are those beds made of marshmallows?
Beds made of marshmallows? Oh my god, they're at the witch's house from Tim Burton's Hansel and Gretel!
I guess the lullaby birds will have the last words tonight.
Lullaby birds? What are they?
They're toasters that recite poetry while juggling chainsaws. What do you think they are? No, of course, they're birds that sing the kids to sleep. And their song sounds like it might have been written in their sleep.
Sleep and dream, dream and sleep. Rest your eyes, your worries will keep. Just close your eyes, it's time for bed.
And when you wake, you'll soon be dead.
Dream and sleep, sleep and dream.
So, in this world, bedbugs actually help you sleep better? Okay, there's an ironic twist I can actually appreciate.
Magic lives inside of you, there's nothing you have to do.
Oh look, they're all singing this one solo. Clearly they're just lip-syncing to a pre-recorded song. Illusion ruined.
Just close your eyes, it's time for bed.
Her eyes are up here, brother. 3 minutes that feel closer to 10 later.
Landon, Emery Elizabeth, wake up! Hurry! Something terrible has happened.
I know. We've been watching it for 21 minutes now! The most horrible thing has happened. The kids have stopped playing. Why?
What's happened to Princess Electra?
So now you know.
Why isn't Princess Electra smiling?
Her smile has been stolen.
No, she's just not wearing her smile right now. Does she need to be on 24/7? If you want to tell us that everything in this world, from social morale to the economy to law and order, all hinge on this princess's smile, okay, I'll buy that. But what's stopping her from smiling now? She's fine! For her smile to really be stolen like Snowden says it is, we need to see her entire mouth taken away. That'd be nice and disturbing, right? And who stole her smile?
The champion of darkness and all-around lord of yuck. The shameless charlatan.
So, everyone in the kingdom is completely entranced by Princess Electra's smile, except for this one guy, because... shameless? Then, because Landon is kind of a dick, he decides to stop telling the story at this point, so he can string along his sister all through tomorrow.
Get a good night's sleep and I'll tell you more tomorrow night.
But...
No buts, Emery Elizabeth. I don't know if you go right to sleep or not because Snowden is watching you, and he tells me everything.
He tells you everything? He is WikiLeaks! And yeah, leave your sister with the image of a creepy but trench-coated snowman lurking outside her bedroom window, watching everything she does. That'll give her a good night's sleep. We dissolve to the next night, skipping over anything that might have happened in the last 24 hours, and making me wonder what was even the point of that, and Landon resumes the story. Apparently, the shameless charlatan rules everywhere else in the land, thanks to his platform of enslaving children and converting toys and other Christmas presents into sludge. Whatever works, I guess. Luckily, since Landon and Emery Elizabeth ain't from around these parts, they're still capable of smiling, which means that they're somehow the only people who can retrieve the princess's smile.
You can help me get Princess Electra's smile back.
Me? Us? How?
Emery Elizabeth, there is a time for questions and a time for action. Which do you suppose this is?
Answer her questions first, then she can think of a course of action, you idiot!
Well, I'll try to keep up.
What do you mean try to keep up? Just turn your wheelchair into a car or something.
I can't.
Why not?
Are you feeling scared, Emery Elizabeth?
A little, I guess.
My slight apprehension is making it impossible for me to think of anything! Somebody help! Landon pushes her to the lake they have to cross to get to the charlatan's castle.
It's way too cold to swim. How are we gonna get across?
Perhaps Emery Elizabeth will come up with an idea.
Me? I'm stuck in this stupid wheelchair. How could I possibly help?
If you stopped feeling sorry for yourself for a minute, you'd figure out exactly what to do.
Oh, okay. I'll just forget for a minute that I'm dying, you asshole! Seriously, why put so much pressure on this little girl? Can Landon not imagine a way for them to cross the lake? And hey, here's a thought. You're supposed to be a ripoff of Raymond Briggs's The Snowman, right? Why don't you try flying across the lake? But it isn't long before Emery Elizabeth does think of a way to cross.
I was just thinking about a nice cold glass of pink lemonade.
An entire kingdom is doomed and you're thirsty?
Shh, I think she's on to something here.
And you know how when you put the ice cubes in the glass, then pour the lemonade, the ice cubes float to the top?
Oh, great! Now she has to have ice in her drink. How about a straw too, Emery?
Shh, go on, Emery Elizabeth.
Well, I was just wondering, if ice cubes float, maybe, just maybe, you'll float too.
Oh yes. Snowmen float. And you'll float too! And sure enough, it turns out that Snowden can float.
There she blows! Climb aboard, mateys!
You know, Snowden is made of a material that's easily reshapeable. Couldn't the kids rebuild him into a boat or something? Or anything to make this less squeaky? They make it safely to the other side in no time.
You see, Emery Elizabeth, what you can do when you make up your mind?
Me? I didn't do anything.
Nothing except come up with the best idea anyone could possibly have.
Aw, that's cute. The writers think they're talented. They make their way to the castle, but Elizabeth's chair gets stuck in some yuck.
Forget it, Landon. You and Snowden, go on without me.
What? No way! I'll kick you out!
No, forget it, Landon. Just forget it. Forget me. Forget my stupid chair. Just leave me here to freeze to death. I don't care anymore. I'm no help anyway.
Stop talking like that right now. We would never leave you here to freeze to death, would we, Snowden?
It's fine with me to leave her here, if that's what she wants.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently the magic gift of the snowman is indifference. Landon decides that this is another perfect spot to interrupt the story until tomorrow. Elizabeth objects, so he goes on with the story by singing her a lullaby.
Rest your eyes, your worries will keep. Dream and sleep, sleep and dream. You're more powerful than you seem.
Oh, sorry. He doesn't sing a lullaby. That might actually require some kind of musical skill. He just recites it.
So sleep and dream, dream and sleep. Not a word now, not a peep. Dream and sleep, sleep and dream. Float away on a magical moonbeam.
Magical moonbeam? This is Tentaclino! Ah! Sadly, she has not been stupefied to sleep, so he continues on with the story for real.
Let's see. What does happen to them?
Did it have to do with you suddenly becoming a teenager? Back to the story within the story. They can't get Elizabeth out of the muck, so Landon insists that she imagine her wheelchair into something that'll help.
Anything with wheels, anything with wheels, anything with...
After turning into Fruity Pebbles, her wheelchair turns into a plane. She'll make a pointlessly elaborate leap of logic from lemonade to floating snowman, but she couldn't think of something much more simplistic like a plane. Thanks for wasting 10 minutes out of our 45-minute movie.
Well, what took you so long?
Oh, nothing except that you abandoned us! They quickly find their way to the throne room of the shameless charlatan, who's busy monologuing to himself.
Already Electra's subjects are within my grasp. There's only one thing remaining to do with Electra's wretched smile.
So far, we haven't seen this guy's face at all. If he really stole the princess's smile, wouldn't it make more sense if he wanted to wear it himself? Would you muck me? I'd muck me. Muck me hard. They get the box that the charlatan is somehow keeping the smile in, and they defeat him by opening it at him. So she opens the little black box, and that magically solves her problem? What kind of hand-waving bullcrap is that? And then the charlatan burned to death. Merry Christmas, everyone! Apparently this was the Christmas miracle that everyone needed, since the charlatan's horrible, fiery demise is making everyone perk right up. But oh no, Snowden didn't make it out alive either! Elizabeth cried herself to sleep in the real world, so I guess this is as good a place as any to end the story. Landon falls asleep too, only to wake up the next morning to find... Well, at least this movie is finally ripping off something properly. No, of course she's okay. I guess the idea was, if she could survive that terrible story, she can survive anything. She shows off a little snow globe that she got as a Christmas present, which happens to have Snowden inside, holding a sign that reads, "Will work for food." So the lesson here is you can keep someone alive just by annoying the shit out of them. A lesson these filmmakers must take to heart because this movie was terrible! Good lord, this was bad. While most younger audiences probably won't appreciate the downer ending that the original Snowman had, I can guarantee you they are not going to want to watch this as an alternative. Our heroes are bland, the Snowman himself is an apathetic jerk who doesn't do anything, the villain's a cliched non-entity, the animation looks bad even by Saturday morning cartoon standards, the music's forgettable, and speaking as someone who honestly believes in the power of optimism, this movie's message of positive thinking felt really tacked on and rushed. Again, it wasn't thinking happy thoughts that saved Emery Elizabeth's life, it was stringing her along. In short, I have only one word for the magic gift of the Snowman. Regifted.
subscribe.